You may be seated. Good evening and thank you for being with us this evening. I'd like to introduce the Director for Academic Programs for the School of International Studies, Dr. Joel Jenswald.
Thank you. Good evening, and we're glad you came. Welcome. This is our annual spring commencement for the School of International Studies Master's Program in International Studies. We have a large and outstanding group of graduates this particular term. Our graduates are usually outstanding, but we have an unusually large group this time. This is the fun time of year. This is the time of year when we get to take a moment to recognize our students and what they've accomplished while they've been here with us and acknowledge their achievements. We do this by dressing up in 16th century garb. No one knows why. But you'll notice as you sort of look across, if you attend the larger ceremony tonight in Gallagher-Iba, the outfits are all a little different. And some of us wear medallions and some of us wear different kinds of pennants or cords or other kinds of acknowledgments. And they all mean something. They all signify recognition for some or another kind of special program, special status, special organization, or honorary society that you might belong to. But of all these things, the most important one is the hood, the academic hood. Because it's the academic hood that is the universal symbol of advanced academic achievement. And so we take a special moment to present our graduates with their hood. The hoods are in the colors of the school that grants the degree. That is why all of our graduates wear hoods that are in orange and black, but if you look at the faculty, ours are not necessarily all the same color because we got our most advanced degrees at different institutions. So that is our purpose for gathering this evening. We have a large group, as I said. The program has been growing a great deal. We will have 83 students enrolled, which makes us one of the larger graduate programs on campus. At this particular time, we have 26 different graduates with us this evening. And in our program at any particular time, we have representatives from over 20 different countries. We have representatives from 7 different countries, and the flags that you see arrayed on the stage behind the stage party represent the flags of the countries of graduates who are receiving their hoods this evening. I like to tell people that this is one of the very best places to have an international experience on campus without actually having to go anyplace. You save a lot of airfares that way. In any case, our degrees come in a couple of different varieties. Most of our students pursue a straightforward Master's of Science degree in an interdisciplinary program. But we also have what's called a Master's International program. This is a program that includes as part of its activities a commitment and overseas posting with the Peace Corps. We have one of the largest and most widely respected such programs in the whole country. And at the current time, tonight you'll see 4 of our graduates are in this program. They'll be denoted by a white sash with the Peace Corps emblem on it. We also, at the current time, we have 7 additional such students posted overseas in their Peace Corps postings in 5 different countries. A distinguished group indeed. We also have a dual degree program with the University in Puebla, Mexico. And 7 of our students graduating tonight are participants in this dual degree program. So you'll have traditional, straightforward MS students, you have international program Peace Corps students, and we have a cohort who are participating in the dual degree program with UPAET in Puebla, Mexico. It's also an outstanding group, not just large and diverse, but it's outstanding. Among our graduates tonight, we have 5 people who have compiled perfect 4.0 grade point averages. That's impressive in any program, but let me suggest to you that it's especially impressive in an interdisciplinary program. As an interdisciplinary program, our students take courses all over the university. They don't have the security that comes with having one group of faculty with whom they work, one department that they can call home. So they have to deal with standards, practices, institutional cultures, departmental norms, and individual peculiarities from all over campus. Of course, this isn't so difficult because everybody knows faculty members have no individual peculiarities, yes? Wanted to be clear about that. We also have a Fulbright scholar graduating in our group tonight. So it's a large group, it's a diverse group, it's also a very collegial group. One of the things we take pride of in our program is the inclusiveness, the true spirit of international cooperation and collegiality that our students display towards each other. It's very social, it's really a joy to watch. We feel that this enhances the learning experience. But it's always kind of interesting to watch the bonding experience and how students go on to do things socially or to discuss events on their own and to really make an effort to engage outside of the classroom. And our students do, routinely and predictably. Well, we're recognizing our students tonight, but I also want to take just a minute and recognize some other important people who are with us. And the second most important group in the room after the students are the family and friends who support them. Nobody does this alone. Nobody gets through a program like this. It's hard enough if you're coming from within the United States. For people who are coming from other countries, other lands, it can be enormously intimidating. It takes a lot of support. And those of you who have supported your sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters maybe, nephews, nieces, even good friends, you deserve recognition and acknowledgement. So I'd like to ask everyone to join me in applause for the family and friends of our graduates who supported us. I understand some people have come a long way to be here. My understanding is that we have family members from Mexico, yes? Mexico, yes? Vietnam? Swaziland? And it's my understanding that there's also a family or family group here from the exotic clan known as Illinois. I'm from Wisconsin, and we tend to view Illinois as kind of a foreign country, so you'll have to excuse me. And I don't want to leave anybody out. We have students who come from all over the United States and other countries, and wherever you're from. If I haven't mentioned you, please, I hope you feel welcome and not offended by my exclusion. I'd also like to recognize a few additional individuals with us this evening. Towards the back of the room, I see former Congressman West and University Regent Lou Watkins back there. If you came in the building, you may have noticed that it's named the Wes Watkins Center. This is not a coincidence. The Watkins family has been among the earliest and the most consistent supporters of not only our program, but international activities across campus, and we are consistently and deeply indebted to them for their ongoing support. They've been instrumental not just in building this program, but in identifying and supplying scholarships and other sorts of assets and resources for us. So thank you for being here, and we appreciate what you do for us. I've also noticed Senator and his wife, Senator James Halligan and Ann Halligan, are here. State Senator Halligan is a consistent supporter of higher education down in the state capitol, and that's obviously of great importance to us here at OSU and in our program as well. Those of you who have not been on the campus until the last couple of years may not know this, but Senator Halligan is also former OSU President James Halligan, and he was president of this institution for many years and did a lot to help us to get to where we are today, the size and quality of our program. So welcome and thank you, James and Ann. It's always a dangerous business to get into the business of singling people out and pointing them out for recognition, because you inevitably miss somebody. And I'm sure I probably have, but I'll just have to ask you to excuse me if that's the case. I would, before we go any further, like to single out and identify another group of people who are with us this evening, who I believe are worth recognition. And these are young visiting scholars who we have in our program from around the world. Right now, we have 5 young scholars visiting us in the School of International Studies, whom we are hosting and working with. Olesa Smagina in the back is from Uzbekistan. And she is under the auspices of the Junior Faculty Development Program, or JFDP as it's called. That's administered and hosted through our offices. She's here for a semester, visiting from Uzbekistan, working with Professor Ken Eastman in the marketing department over in the Spears School of Business. So we welcome her, and we're glad that she could join us. We have 3 young visiting scholars from Kazakhstan. Asim Kaidarova, Nurgali Amargazi, and Dinara Akbalat just came in. They've been here the entire academic year. They're here under the sponsorship of their government back in Astana, Kazakhstan. And they're working with Professors Mark Wolfgram and Nick Emanuel and myself over in the Department of Political Science. And then finally, we have with us for a short period of time, and I'm not sure she's here, I didn't see her, but I'd like to mention Kamila Ruzakova from the Czech Republic. She's not here apparently, but she's here for only a short period of time, working primarily with Professor Keith Willett over in the economics department. So these are some people that we have visiting us, and I hope it gives you some idea of the sorts of activities that we're involved with in the School of International Studies, in addition to working with our students to complete their programs successfully and doing what we can to help expand their opportunities and their experiences and their exposure to foreign scholars while they're with us as well. So welcome to all of these folks. Before I proceed, I'd like to just mention briefly, for those of you who have additional family in other states, other countries, we are recording this, and it will be posted on YouTube and linked to our departmental website. So those of you who have relatives elsewhere who could not make the trip will be able to watch this at their convenience back home as well. Well, time to introduce the stage party. And off to my left, your right, are faculty members who have served as advisors for the students who are graduating tonight. This is an interdisciplinary program. We rely on the goodwill and cooperation of faculty members from all over campus to work with our students. And you'll meet these folks in a few minutes when they're announced who they're candidates. But they come from all different departments, all different colleges, all different programs across the university. So I'd like to ask you to welcome our representative faculty advisors. And the rest of the stage party consists of, off to my far right, your left, Dr. Jennings Burris. Dr. Burris is head of conference and meeting services and events for the Wes Watkins Center here. He and his staff are responsible for all of the events that take place in this building, including the event that we're having here tonight. So the food, the setting, the event here is due to the efforts of him and his staff. And we're grateful for his participation and cooperation. Next is probably the person who, at least to our students, least needs an introduction. Donna Birchler is our graduate student advisor. She's been with the program since its inception, and she's seen it grow from its original cohort of 13 students to the more than 80 that we are currently enrolled. She is famously aggressive. They will attest to this. She is famously aggressive in her pursuit of the interests of the students. Whenever I come up with some great idea that I think is just wonderful to help improve the curriculum or do something a little differently, the one thing I can count on is that in no time flat, Donna will be in my doorway asking, have you considered how this will affect the students' progress? She's the institutional memory of this program. She's my personal conscience. And you all benefit from this, believe me. So, Donna Birchler. I might also add that Donna has, in the last year, won both major graduate advising awards for the university, and this year also received our internal International Studies and Outreach Outstanding Staff Award. So she's gotten some well-deserved recognition. Nothing like what she really deserves, I'm sure, but nevertheless, she has had her efforts acknowledged in important ways. So the final member of our stage party, last but not least, is the Associate Vice President for International Studies and Outreach. He's in charge not only of the School of International Studies and by extension the program from which our students are graduating, but also the English Language Institute, the Study Abroad program, and university outreach programs in general. So without any further ado, I'd like to call to the stage Dr. David Henneberry.
Well, it's an honor to be here today, and as we look at these young scholars that we're really going to miss, that have been in our building for the past couple of years, one of the parts of the university that has allowed them to pursue their education is the participation of faculty. And our students fan out across the campus into all of the colleges and most of the departments here at Oklahoma State University and take courses that have an international dimension or orientation that become the framework of their academic program. And that's very very important to us. And every year, we select one of those faculty members, and we name them the Outstanding Faculty Member of the School of International Studies. And this year, that award will be bestowed upon Dr. Barbara Stoker. And Dr. Stoker, would you come up and stand to the left of the podium here while I tell everybody how wonderful you are. And, Dr. Stoker is a Regents Professor of Nutritional Sciences at Oklahoma State, where she's been a faculty member for 25 years. And she began working on international nutrition issues with a 4-year stay in Thailand at their National Nutrition Institute. Since then, she worked on selenium status in the People's Republic of China and has led a workshop in Jordan for Iraqi pediatricians on micronutrient deficiencies. She has been working in Ethiopia since 2000 and assisted Dr. Yewelsu Abebe and other administrators at Hawassa University in launching the Master of Science program in Applied Human Nutrition. At OSU, she has supervised graduate work from Ethiopia, as well as 10 other countries. And the topics focused on infant and child feeding and on associations between micronutrient deficiencies and cognition. And interacting with graduate students from diverse backgrounds through the School of International Studies has been something that she has done particularly well. Both Dr. Stoker and her husband, Art, have been among the best friends that international students and domestic students with an international interest have had on our campus. And it's with great pleasure that I bestow upon you the honor of School of International Studies Outstanding Faculty Member. And we have something a little concrete in order to commemorate this award. We have a globe with a stand, and engraved on the stand says, Dr. Barbara Stoker, Outstanding Faculty, Spring 2013.
That's a very well-deserved award. When we were discussing who should get our Outstanding Faculty Award this year, this is a little embarrassing to admit, but it never occurred to me to consider Dr. Stoker because I had assumed that she'd already gotten it at least once. That's how important she's been to the program. She's been involved with the program since its inception. She's on our program committee, and as much as anyone on campus, she's taken our students under her wing and worked very hard to make sure that they have had successful experience. So that's a very well-deserved award. We also have a student award that we present tonight. Most of our student awards, scholarships, fellowships, and so forth, we handle in a separate awards ceremony which took place some weeks ago. But we have a separate Outstanding Student Award that we always present to one of the graduating class. Someone who's finished their time with us and is moving on, and we'd like to just acknowledge for having a particularly outstanding career and outstanding experience with us. This is also fraught with peril because we have any number of people who you could make a strong argument for. But the person who we select, oh, it's also a secret, so it's more fun. Nobody knows in advance. The person we selected this year for this acknowledgement is our visitor from the faraway land of Illinois, Alyssa Forsyth. I could give you a rundown she has done since she's been with us in a scant couple of years, but it would take all night. So let me just touch on a few highlights. Alyssa compiled a perfect 4.0 GPA in a variety of demanding courses. She participated in original research in disaster preparedness and response in Sierra Leone. It's hard to imagine a more topical sort of thing to be working on these days. She was the lead student researcher in funded research on wildlife and wildfire effect on wildlife. She coordinated the work of 10 students and 5 faculty members at the Center for Study of Disasters and Extreme Events here on campus. She was the lead author on a study guide for a textbook, which one of our faculty members wrote, and her advisor actually, Dr. Brenda Phillips, whom you'll meet in just a moment. She prepared 2 manuscripts for publication. Her creative component research was described by her advisor, Dr. Phillips, and this is a quote, as easily publishable. You don't hear that a lot in academia, believe me. She was the recipient of a prestigious and highly competitive Humphrey Study Abroad Scholarship. She was also the recipient of a Matthew 2540 Scholarship, which is also an overseas experience scholarship, which is available to some of our students. And she was the recipient of the Provost Study Abroad Scholarship. By the way, along the way, she also served an internship in the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I know doctoral students who have not done half of this in twice as many years. This is well deserved. And so we have as a commemoration a memento for Alyssa to take with her. It is now my pleasure to call Donna Birchall back to the stage, and we will begin the presentation of our goods.
This is the scary part. Hey, if I could get all the students to please rise. Turn to your left. Your other left. And back up like a choo-choo all the way around to your right. They get master's degrees, but that left and right throws them off every time. That'll be fine. Yeah, there you go. Okay, our first student this evening is Gabriel Adjacum. He's going to be hooded by Dr. Joel Jenswald. Melissa Oscadillo. Her driver is Joel Jenswald. Melissa is one of our dual degree students that studied 1 year in Mexico and 1 year here at OSU. Curtis Kennedy. His advisor is Dr. Lowell Cannaday from Leisure, and he'll be hooded by Dr. Joel Jenswald. Curtis is a returned Peace Corps volunteer and served 23 months in Peru. I'm warming up to the names there. Sarah Shaharda Chariki. She's reviewed by Dr. Jenswald. Matt Conley. His advisor is Dr. Michael Dix, and he'll be given by Dr. Joel Jenswald. Matt served 23 months in the Ukraine. Christina Dix. She's delivered by Dr. Stephen Perkins, Department of Sociology. Tina did her service with the Peace Corps in Costa Rica. Alyssa Forsythe. She was recruited by Dr. Brenda Phillips, Political Science. We try and get some northerners in the program because Dr. Jenswald's from Wisconsin and I'm from Indiana. And so we like to get them from the Chicago area. Oh, and by the way, there's more than corn in Indiana. Katie Honey is going to be right after Nuria Gonzalez Trasalosaurus. Oh, yes, she has someone to hood her, and that would be Dr. Lupita Fabregas, Agricultural Education. Yeah, that takes the focus off of me. Katie Hody, and she'll be hooded by Dr. Jenswald. Excuse me, she'll be hooded by Dr. Barbara Stoker, Department of Nutrition. I'm looking around to make sure it's not one of those hooks codes takes me away. Brandy Kennedy. Brandy's advisor is Dr. Nicholas Emanuel from Political Science, who could not be here this evening, so Dr. Jenswald will be here. Brandy also served 23 months in the Ukraine for the Peace Corps service. Dong Myung Ko. And his advisor is Dr. Stephen Perkins. Lori Crace Caton, and she'll be hooded by Dr. Joel Jenswald. Orlando Martinez, and he will be hooded by Dr. Michael Harris from Entrepreneurship. Makawi Manisi. His advisor is Dr. Kanzianga, who could not be here this evening, so he will be hooded by Dr. Jenswald. Makawi Manisi comes to us from Swaziland, and he is our Fulbright Scholar. Doug Wynn. He will be hooded by Dr. Jenswald. Ben Wynn. He will be hooded by Dr. Osway Sukhdeal, Department of Marketing. Ian Wynn. Dr. Joel Jensel. I guess you could say we're gone with the winds. Moving right along. Sophia Ortega. And Dr. Joel Jensel. Rodrigo Ramirez, and he'll be hooded by Dr. Lupita Aguilar. Marco Antonio Rivos Palacios. He will be hooded by Dr. Lupita Aguilar.
Si quieres, hay que marcar teléfonos porque estoy en el mismo todo la grabación. Ahora después.
Cristina Ruiz. She will be hooded by Dr. Todd Fry. Mai Umira. She'll be hooded by Dr. Denny Bloom, College of Education. Miguel Irenino Valencia Corbera. And he'll be hooded by Dr. Lupita Fabregas. Christina Wilson should be hooded by Dr. Joel Jensel. Bennett Waldirgay, and she'll be hooded by Dr. Todd Arnold. And last but not least, Chi Wu. Her advisor cannot be here this evening. Dr. Heinrich Wong, who should be headed by Dr. Jennifer. Let's hear it for the class of 2013. Okay, you can turn around again. I just had a couple other things I want to mention. Don't worry, no more jokes. We have a student in our program also that came to us from Swaziland, Sidi Dilamini. If you'd stand up, Sidi. I'm mentioning CD because she's been in our program one semester and she just received a full scholarship to Berkeley in California, and so she'll be leaving our program. But we want to congratulate her on what a fantastic opportunity this is and what a great scholarship, fully funded, food, everything. Bus tokens, the whole 9 yards. And then I see a Veritae, Dr. Cecil Duggar and his wife, Genevieve. Did I say that right? They're here this evening. I want to thank them for being here. Dr. Duggar is an Emeriti who did a tremendous amount of work in Thailand over all his years. So we want to thank you for being here this evening, Dr. and Mrs. Duggar. Okay, I'd like to turn the remaining part of the program over to Dr. Zinswald.
Well, now graduates of the program. An interdisciplinary program such as ours requires a certain sort of spirit. It takes a certain sort of adventurous attitude to take on a sort of a program where not only do you have a great deal of flexibility in terms of what your exact curriculum is going to be, what exactly you'll be doing, exactly with whom you'll be working, but also a fair amount of courage to deal with the challenges associated with not having a home department. We're confident that all of you will take that same spirit of adventurousness and enterprise and lust for life, if you will, with you as you leave us and go on to your subsequent activities. The reputation of a program, especially one such as ours, depends almost entirely upon its students and its graduates. What they do, how they comport themselves, what they go on to achieve after they leave. And we have great confidence in all of you. We're very proud of you. And I think I can speak for the entire faculty and certainly the staff here in SIS when I say that we hope that you'll remember your time with us, however brief, as affectionately and fondly as we do. We also hope that you'll remember us and help us create opportunities for people who follow in your footsteps. Helping us make these possibilities, these opportunities available to others is also an investment in your own futures in a very real way. Because as the value and recognition and prestige of your degree grows, you'll reap a direct benefit from that. You can have an active role in helping to make sure that your degree in the future remains to be viewed with high level of respect. And when people say, international studies, Oklahoma State University, that's a good program. That's a great program. We need your help to do that, and we hope you'll remember us in the future. The value of your degree is something that you can take an active role in protecting and enhancing. And we hope you'll consider that in the years to come as you become successful. I'd like to ask you all to rise again and turn and face the audience one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the spring MS, Masters of Science class in the School of International Studies. Please. When I count to 3, it's kind of a parting gesture. If you'd like, throw your hat in the air. We'll wait just a second to give people with cameras time to get lined up. This is a lifetime opportunity. Wait for it. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. Part of our program class, please feel free to enjoy the remainder of the buffets and drinks circulate. For those of you who are planning on attending the large graduate college ceremony in Gallagher-Iba Arena, you need to be there no later than 6:20 or so you only have a few minutes. I will be going over there myself in a little bit. We'll be congregating in the auditorium behind our room here. So if you're planning on going over to Gallagher-Iba, for those of you who will be going as spectators, the ceremony starts at 7. For those of you amongst our graduates who wish to participate in it, you need to think in terms of leaving within about 15 minutes. Thank you for coming. Many of you came from far distances and at considerable trouble to be here. We do appreciate it. We wish you a pleasant evening, a terrific weekend, and a safe journey to wherever home may be. Thank you and good evening.